What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to Daily Upside. I'm your host, Keenan Rivals. This is the show where we talk about sports cards every day. I know this episode is coming out a little bit late. While I was looking at some content, I was figuring out how to grow my brand, my personal brand. Got a little sidetracked, but don't worry. A few of you hit me up like, yo, where's Daily Upside at? It's here. It's coming. It's coming every day. I'm not gonna miss a day, guys. Not anymore. You're probably wondering why we're looking at the US stock market. That's never fun, right? Uh, well, maybe it is fun. The stock market is actually doing pretty well right now. Everything's hitting like 4 or 5%, except AMC. They're like done, right? But yeah, I'm bringing this up because I wanted to talk to you guys about the market cap method. That's the course that I put out a little while back for people like you to figure out how to find really good plays within the sports cards market. I've been kind of letting people know like, hey, this is how much money I've made. I've had a lot of success within sports cards coming from a really small investment. And yeah, this is essentially how I did it. So a few of you bought the course. I want to give a big shout out to all of you who did. And a few of you have kind of hit me up like, hey, can you tell me a little more? Can you give me a little more info? Now, this is really hard to explain, which is why I kind of did it within the course and kind of gave you the tool to do it yourself. But today I'm going to try to break down the importance of it. I think the market cap method is going to be the future of how we buy sports cards because it's the way we buy everything else. So if you're not familiar with it, then try to pay attention. And if you can't keep up, I don't blame you. I might get a little tongue twisted here trying to explain this, but what you're looking at right now is the overall stock market. And if you look at this, the ranking each stock. So I don't know if you knew this or not. You probably did, but Apple is obviously the largest company in America, followed by Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and so on and so forth. We can go through all these list of companies, but I think the first two are good enough to kind of give you an example of what I'm going to try to show you today. So even though Apple is the largest company, we can see it's a $2 trillion market cap. We can see that it's only trading for $116, which is fairly low. Like, and if you're getting into the stock market, most people can afford this. We see here Amazon is the second largest company at about 1.6 trillion, and we can see their price is actually a lot more expensive, coming in at $3,223. Not a lot of people can stock up on Amazon stock. So a few of you're experienced at stocks, you understand like the way the market works. This makes sense to you, but there's also some of you out there like, why is Apple so much cheaper than Amazon? How is it a larger company? And that's the thing we need to unravel and we need to figure out. And that's the scary part of investing. If you're new to the market, you're just jumping in here, you're like, yo, Apple's super cheap compared to Amazon. I'm going to load up on Apple stock and maybe one day it'll hit the price to Amazon. And it's just like, look, that's not happening. You know what I mean? That would make Apple a unheard of company. Apple will be able to buy the government. I mean, they kind of already can, but you get what I'm saying. That's never going to happen. However, that's the stigma. The stigma is that Apple could one day reach the price of Amazon to unexperienced traders. And this just isn't in the stock market. It's very similar to cryptocurrency. If you're into crypto, it goes based on the same pattern. We're ranking companies by how much the companies are worth as a company, not by their individual price. So if we see here, we have XRP, which goes for 24 cents. However, we have Bitcoin Cash, which you should never buy. That's going for $268. XRP at 24 cents is a larger company than Bitcoin Cash at 268. How is that possible? Well, that's because XRP has way more shares than Bitcoin Cash, and they don't show it here, but there's way more shares of XRP. If you take all the shares and multiply by this price, you're going to see that it's a larger company. It's a larger company by a wide margin. This is an $11 billion company versus Bitcoin Cash, which is close to a $5 billion company. So though this is 25 cents and though this is 268, this company is worth double the price. Now in the sports cards market, we don't care about this. In the sports cards market, we trade based on popularity. We trade based on the individual price. So for us, if we look at this chart, we'll say Anthony Davis is 1405. He's fresh off a championship. He should be the highest base prism in the market. Followed up by Luca, 1322. And then you got Zion way at 520. Based on the way we trade right now, we think that Zion has the chance to potentially hit Anthony Davis price points. And based on the way the market is trading, he probably does. If Zion comes out guns blazing, there's a good chance that he might creep up to Luka or AD's price point. And all is fair in the world. But it really isn't. If Zion hits, $1,400, he's going to be a much larger company than Anthony Davis, much larger. In fact, Zion right now at $520 is already 6 times or four or 5 times as big as Anthony Davis if we looked at them as companies. That's what the market cap method shows you. I don't know about you guys, but if I was making an investment, I would much rather make my investment in the Anthony Davis company than I would the Zion company if Anthony Davis was 4 times cheaper, right? If Anthony Davis was a stock and he was 4 times cheaper than Zion, you'd probably be buying Anthony Davis. But because we trade off the individual price point, we're just like skipping over Anthony Davis. We're like, hey, Zion's a much better deal. He has so much potential to go up. Zion's already bigger than AD, guys. Luka's bigger than AD. In fact, Luka's bigger than AD and Zion put together. That's how big Luka is. In fact, Luka's bigger than Zion, AD, and Stephen Curry Topps Chrome refractors put together. That's how big of a company Luka is in terms of sports cards. And that's why I think we're investing wrong. Now, some of you might be confused on how this is possible, but again, that's kind of what the course breaks down. And it really shows us like how we're investing. So if sports cards were ranked, I would say Michael Jordan would be like the first one, followed by maybe like LeBron James's Topps Chrome. And then the third highest card in sports cards would be Lucas Prism. Lucas Prism PSA 10. It would go Michael Jordan, it would go LeBron James's Topps Chrome, and then it would go Luka Doncic. That doesn't make sense, right? And that's what the market cap method is going to help you do. It's going to help you find out like what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. This is going to help you find those undervalued plays, whether it's a different player or whether it's the same player but a different card. It's going to say, hey, these are super undervalued right now. This doesn't make any sense at all. When I found out about Stephen Curry's Topps Chrome card, I'll see if I can pull the article up actually. Here it is. It's actually on Medium. So yeah, if we look at these two cards, and this is a little bit outdated, so keep that in mind. But look at this. If Stephen Curry's Topps Chrome was a company, he'd be $162,400. At the time of writing this, if LeBron James's Topps Chrome was a company, he'd be $13,937,300. This method helped me figure out like, hey, I don't care how big the gap is between LeBron and Stephen Curry in terms of like fandom and basketball or whatever. It's not this big. It's not $13,700,000 big. I instantly knew that this was a buy and that this wasn't, that this was going to be a lot more higher in the future. And that there's no reason that if these two were companies, Stephen Curry's company would be 162,000 and LeBron James's company would be 13 million. I mean, that's not even the case in basketball. They get paid the same. So the method helped me notice this right away. And if we look today, LeBron James's, where is it at? LeBron James's Topps Chrome is at 27,000, and we just saw that Stephen Curry's was going for about 29,000. So this method helped me figure out that Stephen Curry should be at or above the price of LeBron James. And in fact, as we continue to invest like this, I wouldn't be surprised if Stephen Curry tripled the price points of LeBron James. And to you guys, you're like, oh my God, how would it triple the price point? That's crazy. But it's not, because we can see that Amazon is 30 times as big as Apple in terms of price point. It doesn't matter about this individual price point. It really matters about the size of the company. So even though Amazon is 30 times higher, Apple's still a bigger company. If Stephen Curry triples LeBron James's price points, yes, he'll be higher, but LeBron James will still be the bigger company. So in this case, LeBron James will be here and Stephen Curry would be here, which is really how it should be. Not Luka, not anybody else, but Stephen Curry, because he's the next big dog, followed by Kevin Durant and whoever else. Right now, Luka is like 5 times the company of Kevin Durant. So again, a lot to this. You can kind of see how this method can help you though. And as we become more educated, as we continue to figure out, the overall market and it continues to mature, we're going to see that a lot of these plays were just extremely undervalued and a lot of money is going to be made if you follow this method. So definitely check it out. I'll leave the link in the description as well as the show notes. As always, I want to thank everybody who supports me on Patreon. We're actually doing the giveaway for the 2019-20 Optic Mega Box tomorrow. So if you haven't signed up, you have until about maybe 12 o'clock tomorrow. I mean, we got a few spots left. We got one of the $8 tier spots left. I'm sure that's going to sell out pretty quickly. And then we got a few of the $12 round 2 tiers. So definitely sign up for that. You're going to get a chance to win one of these mega boxes. You can kind of see it poking out right there. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if that was like super confusing or if it made sense. I did the best that I could, kind of on the fly. As always, I'll catch you tomorrow. Happy investing.